Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
Welcome to the West Texas View. I'm Johnny Lou Avery, and we're going to be talking about something that I feel is very, very important for you to know more about. You've heard a program about SHARE a few months ago, but I've asked them to come back and talk specifically about a special event and to tell us more about the SHARE experience. SHARE stands for Sharing Hands, a Respite Experience, and it's for families that have children with special needs. It's not only for the child with special needs, but also the siblings of the children with special needs. And one of the things that I find very interesting is that since opening its doors in 2005 as a church ministry, it has become a standalone charitable organization with a 501c3 rating, and it serves families from all over the Permian Basin. And that is really, really important. If you've got a child with a special needs, or if you know someone who has a child with special needs, then this is the time to really listen up and take down the information as it rolls across the screen. You're going to be hearing from Tom Jones, who is the executive director of SHARE and was involved with it from the very beginning, and also Tracy Bush, who is herself a sibling with a family member who had the special needs. And so she's been really, really important in helping other siblings as they go through this process and this experience. And she's going to be talking to us about Sib Shop and a special celebration that they're having next week. So let's start, Tom, by your telling us a little bit more about SHARE, just giving us an introduction.
SHARE's a nonprofit that serves the family members of kids that have disabilities. And we focus on the needs of the family members. We find that the family members, the parents, the siblings have their own set of special needs, and that often go unnoticed and unrecognized. And so what we try to do is support those family members, because they're the ones that provide the ultimate care for the child with special needs. And when they're supported and when their relationships are strong and healthy and the family unit's strong and healthy, then that care is a lot more effective for that child with special needs.
And everybody that meets you talks about what a compassionate and caring person you are, and how wonderfully you have guided this organization. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to this place.
I taught special ed at MISD for 25 years, and so I worked with kids that have different disabilities in the elementary school at Sam Houston. And I always looked at it from the child with the disabilities perspective, and because that's who I taught. But then I got to know some family members, some parents, and became aware of some of their struggles. And that's how SHARE started, is becoming aware of the challenges that parents have and designing programs that help and support those parents as they face their challenges from day to day.
And you began to understand that there was a larger dynamics going on other than just taking care of that child.
Exactly. It's a family. It affects the whole family, and that's what we've learned since starting SHARE, is that every family member is affected in a different way. Mm-hmm. And as we've learned about the family members and how they are impacted by having a child with special needs in the family, then we've tried to develop some programs to support them. Mm-hmm. And one of those programs is Sib Shop, our sibling support programs. And we found out that our siblings are probably one of the most forgotten family members in the family unit. And they deal with a lot of issues, the same issues that parents deal with, but they deal with them alone. They don't have very much support, and many siblings don't know of other siblings or have friends that are siblings who understand what they're going through.
Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing about that is this is something that you took from your experience as a teacher in the MISD to your church, and then it just had to grow. It just outgrew the church ministry.
It did. We started out with about 12 families, and now we're up to 71 families that we serve through respite care, both in Midland and Odessa. And we also develop programs just for the family members, and we're real proud of our sibling programs.
But didn't I understand from the last time you were on that people came from other places in the Permian Basin besides just Midland and Odessa?
They do. We have families from Big Spring, Ira Ann, Crane, and just had somebody that submitted one from Andrews. So people will travel just to take part of the respite care, and a lot of times I think the people travel those distances just to be around other family members, other parents that have kiddos with disabilities, and so that just knowing that they are not alone is very, very important.
So important. And Tracy, I want you to tell a little bit about your background, but you have been involved with SHARE primarily because you got acquainted with it through your work at Bynum School, which
Yes,
is a
ma'am.
private school for adults and children.
Yes. We collaborate with SHARE on the SIB Shop program, and I'm an adult sibling, and growing up there was nothing out there, no kind of support for the siblings. And once I started working at Bynum and found out about the program, it's just very, very important. Very important.
And one of the things I would think from your standpoint is that as you were growing up without any help, you almost became a second parent.
Right.
And you had that burden, but you had the growing up burden at the same time.
Right.
And so you would have loved to have had someone that you could sit down and talk
Exactly.
to and help navigate this.
Right.
This
I
stream.
myself have learned a lot just from being a volunteer with SIB Shop.
That you wish you had known then.
I had known then, exactly. Exactly.
That is amazing. And what a blessing you are for them to know that you've been through what they've been.
Right.
And so they really listen to you when you say, I know what is siblings of a child with needs, special needs are, what you're going through and what's demanded on you. We're going to come back and hear more about what you're involved in right now. We'll see you in just a minute. We're going to take a quick break.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.